Good morning, dear students. How are you? Yes, I'm also fine, and I hope all of you are fine. So, in this class, we are going to discuss about the second chapter, that is the rise of British political supremacy in India. Yes, in the first chapter, we have discussed about the Britishers who came to India. Yes, that means the Portuguese came, yes, Dutch came, and then after French and Britishers. Okay, so next topic is that the rise of British political supremacy in India. Okay, so before going to start, so Battle of Plassey, it's very important. Yes, so the Battle of Plassey, it was took in the place 1757. So during that time, Bengal, it was very prosperous province of the Mughal Empire. Yes, and so the during that time the governor of Bengal was Ali Vardi Khan. Yes, and he became very independent person during that time when the Bengal started to decline. Yes, then after Sirajuddaulah, who became the Nawab of Bengal. Yes, and he was very youth, and the British during that time they neglected him and they strengthened their power. They have established it or constructed some new fort in his region. For example, Fort William, without taking his permission, they have constructed a Fort William fort. Yes, and also they, that means the Britishers also misused the trade exemptions given by them. Yes, let us discuss what are the causes for this Battle of Plassey. Yes, so Sirajuddaulah, who was the Nawab of Bengal province, he felt that Britishers were disobeying his orders and supporting his enemies. Yes, and like this, he captured English warehouses, and this became the reason for the Battle of Plassey. Yes, so Sirajuddaulah, who started to revolt against the Britishers. Yes, and this became the reason for the Battle of Plassey. Yes, and on hearing the news of Nawab Sirajuddaullah's attack, the British officers of Madras Company sent an army under the commandership of Robert Clive to Calcutta. Yes, and Clive, who had the knowledge of Bengal situation, he entered into a secret pact with the military commander. His name is Siraj. Uh, that his name is Mir Jafar. Yes, and the Robert Clive, who has given offer to the post of Nawab to the Mir Jafar. Yes, so Mir Jafar, he was a military commander of Sirajuddaulah. So Robert Clive, he approached to the Mir Jafar. Yes, what he said? He said that if you help us, so we will provide you or we will make you the Nawab of Bengal. So by like this, he make a secret pact with this Sirajuddaullah's military commander. His name is Mir Jafar. Yes, and like this, the British and Sirajuddaulah armies clashed at a Plassey on 23rd June 1757 Common Era. Yes, and Mir Jafar, he supported to the Britishers in this war, and finally Sirajuddaulah was defeated in this war. So like this, Mir Jafar helped to the Britishers, and that's why the Britishers won this war, and with this the Britishers colonialism was established. So they started to divide and rule policy. Got it? And let us discuss about what are the results of this Plassey war. Yes, so because of the Britishers' favor, Mir Jafar, who became the Nawab of Bengal. Yes, so after this Plassey war, Mir Jafar, he became the Nawab of Bengal. Yes, and British East India Company earned huge money during this war. Yes, and they control over the zamindari system. Yes, and Plassey battle later became the cause of the next battle, that is Battle of Buxar. And English, who came as a traders, they obtained the political power. Yes, and next victory in Plassey led to the establishment of the British Empire in India. So like this, after this Plassey war, they took the political power in the India, and that's why they established their trade centers in our India. Okay, next one important war is, that is Battle of Buxar. So it was took in 1764. So got it, first Plassey war, it was took in the year 1757 with the within Britishers and Sirajuddaula. Got it. So in this Plassey Plassey war, Sirajuddaula was defeated by the Britishers. Let us discuss about Battle of Buxar. So Battle of Buxar, it's very important war in this history. Yes, and let us discuss about what are the causes of this Battle of Buxar. So as we know, Mir Qasim was independent in his outlook. Yes, and after verifying the misuse of Dastakats, he made all trade in Bengal tax free. Yes, Dastakats means the tax free trade, and this made the Britishers to face the competition from the Indian merchants. Yes, and so they dethroned Mir Qasim and brought back to Mir Jafar to the throne. Yes, so Mir Qasim, who was a Bengal king. Yes, but he refused the Datsakats. Yes, so that's why the British, they could not fight with the Indian merchants. Yes, that means they have faced some competition with the Indian merchants, and that's why the Britishers, they dethroned to the Mir Qasim, and they brought back Mir Jafar to the throne. Yes, and Mir Qasim, he gained friendship of Nawab of Oudh, Shujaudollah and Shah Alam II of Mughal kingdom. With their help, he declared war against the British in the year 1764. Got it? And this war, it is known as Buxar War. Yes, and during this war, Hector Munro of British, he defeated the combined forces of Mir Qasim. Yes, first one is Shah Alam II of Mughal Empire. Yes, Awadh Shujaudollah, and this one, that is Mir Qasim. So Hector Munro, he defeated these three persons. Yes, and the Nawab of Awadh, he took refuge to the Rohilkhand, and Shah Alam took the side of Britishers, and Mir Qasim had to run away from the Battle of Sweet. So like this, the Battle of Buxar, it's also completed. Yes, and let us discuss about what are the results of this war. So Mir Jafar, he once again became the Nawab of Bengal. Yes, and Battle of Buxar stabilized the British East India Company. Yes, and like this, the Britishers, they expansion their region from Bengal to Allahabad. Yes, and like this in 1765 Common Era, after the death of Mir Jafar, Nizam-ud-Dawla, he became the Nawab of Bengal. Okay, next one is the Battle of the Carnatic Wars. So Carnatic War, it was started in 1746 to 1763 Common Era. Yes, so Carnatic, it was a very important regions of Mughal Empire. Yes, so that is considered as a Coromandel area. At present now, it is in Tamil Nadu, that is Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh. Yes, it is a coastal region. Yes, so that's why Britishers, they called it as a Carnatic region. Got it? So let us discuss about the first Carnatic War. So first Carnatic War, it was started in 1746 to 1748. What are the causes of this war? Yes, so the competition and jealousy between the British and French over trade and the political ambitions. Yes, so Britishers and the French, they have a competition with the trade. So it is the first reason or the first cause. Next one is the war between the Britishers and the French in Europe over the issue of succession in Austria and European led to wars in India too. Yes, so Arcot, it is a very important region, and that province capital was Arcot. Yes, that means the Carnatic region's capital was Arcot. Yes, and so Englishers were making attempts to capture this Pondicherry from the French. Yes, and in this relationship, Dupleix, he belongs to French governor, he captured Madras. Yes, and the English approached Nawab of Arcot, Anwaruddin, for help, and Nawab he sent his army to recapture Madras. But the Nawab's army was defeated. Yes, and between this European the war between the English and French ended, the peace of treaty was signed, and this treaty was applicable to the British and French in India too. Got it? So this is a first Carnatic war. That means they want to occupy this Madras region. Yes, got it? So let us discuss what are the results of this war. So first one, English captured Madras and French they strengthened their position in Arcot, and this enhanced the prestige of Dupleix, and prisoners of war of both sides were released. Got it? So this is the first Carnatic war. That means the Britishers they wanted to capture Madras. Got it? Yes. Next one is the second Carnatic war. Yes. So in Arcot and Hyderabad, the problem of succession arose. We have discussed now Arcot and now Hyderabad. So there was a succession problem. Yes, and this was the main cause for the war. Yes, so there were competition for the power arose between the Chand Sahib and the Anwaruddin in Arcot. So Arcot it is a region where the successorship that means the competition arise between the Chand Sahib and Anwaruddin, that is in Arcot. Yes, and between Nasir Jung and Muzaffar Jung, that is in Hyderabad. Got it? So they want to become a Nawab of that region. Yes, and through secret negotiations, Dupleix he created a confederation of Chand Sahib and Muzaffar Jung, and they defeated and killed Anwaruddin, and his son Muhammad Ali escaped to Tiruchanapalli. Yes, so Chand Sahib, who in Arcot, Muzaffar Jung, he is in Hyderabad, became the Nawab with the help of French supporters. Yes, and after some times, Muzaffar Jung was killed. Yes, and the French brought Salabat Jung in his palace. Yes, and between these the English were annoyed on account of this, and they captured Arcot and killed Chand Sahib. Yes, and Muhammad Ali was made as a Nawab of Arcot. Got it? So like this the Treaty of Pondicherry was completed in 1754. Next one is the third Carnatic War. Yes, so it started in the year 1758 and run till 1763. Yes, so in Europe, War of 7 Years started between the Britishers and the French. So it was started in 1756 too, and it was completed in the year 1763. Yes, and like this in India, the third Carnatic War it also started between Britishers and in this Carnatic region. Yes, the forces of British under the commander of Aircourt and French forces under the commander of Count de Lally faced each other at Vandivash near Pondicherry. That means the third Carnatic War it was held near Pondicherry. That means Vandivash near Pondicherry. Yes, and the French they lost in this battle and surrendered to the Britishers. Yes. So this Vandivash battle it is very important. The French they surrendered to this Britishers. Yes, and Europe came to an end of the Paris Treaty was signed. So like this, the Paris Treaty was completed in the Europe, and with this the third Carnatic War also came to end. Got it? And next one is the subsidiary alliance. Yes, so subsidiary alliance it is very important. So English governor his name is Lord Wellesley, who introduced this subsidiary alliance in the year 1798. So let us discuss what are the conditions of this subsidiary alliance. So rulers who accepted this policy had to maintain English army in their kingdom. Yes, and war expenses had to be paid in monetary form of the Britishers, and the king had to have a British resident in his court, and the expenses by the ruler himself. Yes, so this is called subsidiary alliance. Next, policy of doctrine of lapse. Yes. So the doctrine of policy, it is very important policy which is implemented in 1848 by Lord Dalhousie. Yes. So in our India there were some kings, but they don't have their own children, so that's why they took some adopted children. But this adopted child, they don't have right to become a king, so that's why this policy was implemented. So like this, by this implementing this policy, Audh, Satara, Nagpur, and Jhansi directly came under the Britishers. Yes, and Lord Dalhousie, he returned to England. Two-third of India was under the rule of Britishers, because so Indian kings, they don't have their own child, and the Britishers, they have also banned those who don't have their own child. They could not ascend their adopted child as a king. Okay, so this is considered as policy of doctrine lapse. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. Thank you.